Good morning and welcome back to WKNI TV 25. By golly, what a busy morning. We're running a few minutes behind, but we do have a guest here, Mr. Len Williams. Thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
Dale Carnegie training. Now, I remember that's been around for a long time because when I was a youngin', I used to see videos and things like that for positive thinking and things like that. Is that what this is?
Well, we celebrated our 100th anniversary last year.
Wow.
And we distinguish ourselves. We're in the training business. Now, people often become more motivated as a result of developing new skills in the areas of communications and dealing with people and human relations, and they're developing their leadership qualities.
Wow. I remember, well, yeah, it's all positive things. It has to do with career development, has to do with personal life, your own what do they call it, self-respect about yourself. My brother went through this years ago. I remember that, and he would come home after going through one of the meetings and things like that, and he would just be pumped. And he was he was an insurance salesman, and he, you know, in sales and whenever you have to deal with the public directly, because sales is a very hard career. It's a very hard way to make money for folks because, you know, they say you get more turn downs than you do, you know, acceptance in what you're selling, and it depends on what you're selling. A used car salesman, well, you know, he has to have a buyer and you know, somebody that has the money and able to buy it. But at the same time, there's a lot of rejection. And when you get rejected, some people take that personally, and that's where Dale Carnegie comes in, right?
Well, from the standpoint of helping people develop the confidence to be overcome that and realize by plugging away and keeping on, we get more business than we get turn downs.
Well, and it's an asset to have that kind of, I want to call it aura about yourself, because that's what it builds, is the self-confidence. And when you have the self-confidence in yourself, then you can go out. I remember my brother couldn't talk in public. Okay, he used to dread that, for, you know, I got to talk in front of people. After he took a couple of the courses from Dale Carnegie, he was like, I want another speech.
Well, a recent autobiography about Warren Buffett, he talks about how meaningful the Dale Carnegie course was to him in his early career, and he has his Dale Carnegie certificate on the wall of his office and attributes a great deal of his success to the Dale Carnegie course. Wow. And how it helped him overcome that fear and learn to be more outgoing and develop a whole new personality, so to speak.
Well, it's a very good thing. Tell us a little bit about why you're here in Andalusia, Alabama.
Well, we're in the process. We come into the community periodically, once a year, thereabouts, and typically work through the Chamber of Commerce and or LBW Community College, which are both tremendous supports and proponents for us.
Great folks.
And during a process of about a month or so, we start making contact with some of our good customers that have utilized our services in the past, and then open new doors with companies we have not done business with in the past until we have generated enough commitments of individuals to begin the class. And typically we hold the class at LBW, and the class meets one night a week for 8 weeks. Okay. And so that's what we're in the process of doing, and it just so happens that tomorrow morning at the Chamber of Commerce we're doing a meeting on employee engagement. Employee engagement is a relatively new term that's used in industry and companies, and it actually relates to employee commitment. How we can help employees be more committed to their company and to their career and to their profession, and as a result get better results, better customer service, employees that are better leaders within their organization through their commitment to their company.
I keep looking that way because I don't know what time it is tomorrow morning, but he's going.
I think it's for employers.
Is
It is for anyone, employers, managers, supervisors.
Is it for, I mean, is it on management level or is it for employees?
And it is more geared for managers and business owners and supervisors.
Yeah, okay. Well, you be ready when I come back. Hey, he's got a good history. That is a smart young man over there. He needs to go to to the Carnegie program to get more energy. Because I'll tell you, that's what it's all about. It's how you feel within yourself. I tell people all the time, and I don't know if this has come over from my upbringing or hanging around my brother and all that, but you've got to love yourself first before
Right.
you can love anything else. Because if you don't experience it yourself, how do you know what it is?
Well, another big part of our process is helping people to be able to more effectively sell themselves. Because as a salesperson, we have to sell ourselves before we have the opportunity to then be able to sell our product or service. So we've got to have that self-confidence and the communication skills to be able to come across as a person that others can trust and have faith and believe in.
And you've been coming to Covington County or in this area before in the past?
Oh, I have personally formed Dale Carnegie classes in Covington County for probably 20 years.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is the first time when we saw you with Dr. Rydell over at Ophelia's restaurant. What was it, last week? I
Yes.
guess it was. Good food over there, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Man, I'll tell you what, that woman can cook some fine Italian food.
Absolutely.
And Dr. Rydell eats there a lot.
Well, he certainly is a friend and a certain proponent for us, and we really appreciate his efforts.
He's a good man, and we're not saying that because he's sitting about 10 feet from me, and he knows karate, jiu-jitsu, and hapkido and all that stuff, and can whip me in.
And this is probably being recorded, right?
Yeah, it is. he can make me look like a pretzel in about 30 seconds, but he's sitting there shaking his head. No. He's good, folks. All right, well, we're going to come back, and I'd like to now go into a little detail on the history of the Carnegie program. And how it's a not just a United States thing, it's actually international. And we've done a little research on you all over the weekend, so it's a great program. Glad to have you, Len.
Thank you. My
God bless
pleasure
you.
to be here.
Keep it.
Keep it real.
Keep God in it. We'll be back with more right after these messages. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. Good morning and welcome back to WKNI TV 25. We're here with Len Williams from Dale Carnegie Training.
Yes.
And they've got an event going on at the Chamber tomorrow, right?
That's
and,
right.
That brand new Chamber built. Boy, isn't that nice?
It is special.
Man, I'll tell you what, that young lady over there that runs that thing, she's top notch too, Miss Island. And she's a sweetheart.
Absolutely. Actually, matter of fact, took a Dale Carnegie course about 2 or 3 years ago.
That
and she has
explains
been-
it. Okay.
She has been a proponent ever since.
Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. She's a great person. She is perfect for that job over there. And you know, you can tell in her character and she's got that outgoing, as a Dale Carnegie graduate would have. Right?
That's right.
Did I say it?
Absolutely.
Am I working my way into a free program here? Come on now, you gotta. No, just I'll take free. Anyway, tell us a little bit of history. We were talking about, well, I mentioned Zig Ziglar earlier, who was another had a similar program. In fact, he was part of Dale Carnegie at one time.
At one time.
And he just recently passed. And there's the difference between the two is longevity of a program. And tell us a little about that, if you could.
Well, Zig Ziglar was just a personality and such a strong, interesting, and motivational presenter. And so what he did was sell himself and then provide some training opportunities as a result. Dale Carnegie, on the other hand, passed away in 1955, and his organization has continued to grow and prosper because his philosophy was, let me train someone in the community who can then go ahead and deliver the process, and so it allowed the organization to continue and grow. And as a result, There are Dale Carnegie franchisees presenting the Dale Carnegie course in over 80 countries at the current time.
That's what we're going to talk about. Is I know obviously from our other guests that's in the room, Canada, that is involved in it, and you've actually got instructors that speak Canadian.
Well, there are, Canadian is one of the few languages.
Yeah,
but there are.
they're so hard to understand.
There are Dale Carnegie courses in China, in Vietnam, in Russia, all
Korea.
over Europe.
I know. I believe they're in Korea too, as well. And
South Korea.
yeah, oh yeah. Not that crazy guy. He needs a Dale Carnegie course, boy. I'll tell you. That's another story altogether. But just the credibility that comes with Dale Carnegie is very foundational. It's very firm. When you have a student, and we just mentioned the chamber, Ashley over there, that is a student. We're found out that Dr. Rydell is a student. Professionals in fields have this, and they've had it probably before they made the steps into where they're at. And it was a forming part of their lives to get them to where they are today. Is that correct?
That's correct. Most of our class members are up-and-coming professionals, and may or may not be in leadership positions. But, for example, one of our best clients across the country are very technical individuals. For example, engineers. For example, there's a large engineering firm in Tallahassee, Florida that has a condition of employment that when they hire an engineer, that engineer has to agree that they will take a Dale Carnegie course within the first 6 months of employment.
Wow.
Because they have seen that in these technical degrees, they come out, they're very intelligent young people. They have not yet developed the communication skills and people skills that are not being really addressed as much in their in their education.
I remember first impressions are very big with Dale Carnegie, and that they really show you how to make that first, because it's, as they say, the lasting impression when somebody meets you the first time. In sales, like you said, that's going to be very crucial as well. It's not just for salespeople.
That's right.
It's for everybody in every walk of life.
That's right.
Law enforcement, firefighters, the whole 9 yards. You can get into Power South, the power, the technical stuff as well as the the academic type people. It's a very positive thing.
Well, and also a major benefit can be many people will find that this training helps them tremendously in their relationship with family members, their children,
to go there. Yes,
or maybe in their activity or their involvement in their church or their civic club. So it's a lot more than just in their work.
When my brother went through the program back years ago and I was just a little guy, I benefited off of that because, boy, he used to be tight with money, and he'd help his little brother out any time after he took the course. maybe if you ain't going, maybe you get your, help your brother or somebody out to go, because it's benefits all the way around. Tell us when and where tomorrow again.
The event tomorrow is a 2-hour workshop at the Chamber of Commerce from 8 to 10.
And that's located on River Falls Street, where the old Alitex. Boy, I'm glad he's sitting over there. Golly, I get put of a. But Alitex building is where the big shirt is with the tie.
That's right.
And I think it's got a tie just like yours on there today. But anyway, you'll be there, and will you be the one presenting it?
I'll be one of the presenters, absolutely.
All right, and it's absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
All right.
And then our Dale Carnegie class will be starting in a couple of weeks. We tentatively will be having a preview, which would be open to the public the evening of 16 April at LBW. We'll know for sure and get that word out. And for information, probably the easiest thing would be to call the chamber, and they'll put me in contact with anyone.
That's 222-3023, isn't it?
2030, yes.
2030. And you know how I remember that? Our old number used to be 2330. And it was the reverse of the chamber. We always got the phone calls for the chamber. And it was like, no, this is the TV station. But we appreciate you coming on, Mr.
Oh, my
Williams,
pleasure.
and sharing that. Looking forward to possibly myself or one of us from here be over there tomorrow morning at the chamber.
Okay.
And everybody's invited. It's a great thing to have in your life. It's part of your life. Get a sample of it tomorrow. The 16th, they'll have an open house one at LBW, and we'll be announcing that here, I'm very sure, and keeping you posted on that. But, folks, I'm telling you, it's a great, great program to make you feel good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, everybody else feels good around you.
You betcha.
So, thanks, Mr. Williams, for coming on.
My pleasure.
God
Thank you.
bless you. We appreciate you. We're going to have Dr. Rydell coming on next.
Okay.
Boy, I'll tell you what,
I'm in good company
I'm
this morning.
telling you, hang in there. Don't walk away yet. You got one
Okay.
thing to say.
All right. Keep it real.
Keep God in it. We'll be back with
Okay.
more right after these messages. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back with Dr. Rydell from LBW.